When was the first time you heard about the term shipping or logistics?
After coming to Merchant Navy, it's a long journey of about 10 years.
Is there any single incident that you know?
So the idea is share to learn and learn to share. Not know because especially being in Chennai and maritime community. So after 10 years,
LLM Maritime Law Program under a school of. Today, we have with us Advocate Captain Pushpa Kumar, who is the founder of Indian Institute of Logistics, to take us through the insights of the journey of IAL and his expertise in this vast domain. Welcome, Captain. Captain, can you please tell us to the audience that, what was your dream childhood job?
it's very difficult to answer this question. I think any child, when you're in your teenage or preschool, if you ask majority of them, would not know what actually they will be passionate about. As they grow up, slowly they form ideas. They meet people, family members, uncles, aunts, seniors, and slowly the ideas will form. Also, it also depends upon the opportunities the child may have through the family members who are already in various professions. So, in fact, to be very honest, I had no clue what I wanted to do. In fact, that is also a good situation to be in. When you don't know what you want to do, you start doing what is available to you. So, me as a teenager, plus one, plus two, maths, physics, chemistry student, I happened to go to Visakhapatnam and met my uncle who was a pilot. So, he was ex-merchant navy captain, Captain Prabhakar Rao. And his father, who is Lakshmi Kantarao, who's a retired chief engineer of Isaac Port Trust. So I was blessed and privileged to have such legendary merchant navy relatives in my family, which I came to know only when I reached a teenage and I was a teenager. And after completion of plus two, my uncles took very keen interest in me. That I had something in me, and they wanted to nurture the talent. That's sold. I don't know where it is now, but so I think my uncle, Captain, both my uncles, Captain Prabhakar Rao and Mr. Madhukar Rao, was a chief engineer. They've actually kind of motivated me to join Merchant Navy and to take up shipping as a career.
When was the first time you heard about the term shipping or logistics?
Shipping year 1991, 90s, when I happened to go on a summer vacation to Visakhapatnam, Isaac. It's time just after my plus two.
Can you just give a little insight in terms of your career in the span of 10 years when you became a captain at a very young age of 26? Can you take our audience to the journey of your sailing career?
See, I mean, first I think I should give a little bit of background of my childhood. Now, owning my native place from Vijayawada, banks of Krishna River. Vijayawada those days was a two-tier city or a three-tier city. I had exposure to all kinds of sports and group activities. I was not academically brilliant, but I was turned back. I was not also academically poor. I was somewhere in between. And my parents encouraged me to actually to have exposure to all sorts of life. That's very important to have a great. My mother was working for APSRTC and she used to encourage me to participate in all the rural sports activities, encourage me to go have a swim in the river Krishna, go play whatever game you want on Sundays. Just go out and explore your life. On Shivaratri, go for a cycling race on Navratri night, especially on Shivaratri nights. So that I was lucky to have a varied background thanks to my very daring and dashing mother. That has helped me really to prosper in Merchant Navy or to handle the pressure at Merchant. After coming to Merchant Navy, it's a long journey of about 10 years. Before becoming a master, there is something called cadetship. So you need to acquire 36 months of hands-on sea time before you become a navigating officer. So after 36 months of sea time, you need a 1 year sea time to become a chief officer. Then after becoming a chief officer, you need 1 year time to become a master. Somewhere during the time, I was seasick. I was also homesick, and food was also a big constraint. I was a food lover, and normally the food on ships is to be stored food and all that. So life went on, and I quickly cleared all my exams. I was in a hurry. I want to do something in life and achieve targets. Cleared all my exams for sure almost. The age of 25, I got my master's license. And none of the bulk carrier companies, none of them wanted to give me command because you yourself look like a cadet and there's no way we can give you command of a very large bulk carrier of maybe a 70,000 tonner or 50,000 tonner. So I started my journey as a master on a 10,000 tonner of a general cargo vessel. Then went into coastal container vessels where they were comfortable to give it to a youngster. And then I was in command for 1 year. And I want to come and explore the life ashore on land, what's happening on land. I was very curious. I've spent 12 years at sea, visited more than 60 countries, 500 ports. So I felt that is more than sufficient for me to have that exposure. I think additionally my learning curve may come down. So I ventured on.
Was there in your tenure as a captain or in your sailing career, let me put it that way, was there an incident or a voyage which you carry till date in terms of maybe a toughest one or a challenging one where you overcame?
To be very honest to the audience and to you, even now I get dreams. I won't say nightmares, but dreams of my merchant navy days, of various incidents, because so they get ingrained in your soul, in your mind, because you grow up, you sail at sea, and you see the bad weather. I've seen storms at sea, near death situations, accidents.
Is there any single incident that which is still very fresh in your
As a
memory?
cadet, I tell you, I think that's my first and last experience. As a cadet, I joined a vessel Chennai Filma in Chennai. It went to France, Dunkirk, discharged Ainur. And from there, first time I crossed Atlantic to arrive at the port of Houston, Texas. See, as a knowledgeable officer, when you face bad weather and rough seas, cyclonic storms, you know that nothing much can happen. You're going to be all right. Ships are built for that. But as a 6 months old cadet, seeing a huge wave in Atlantic Ocean, 20 meters wave, and ship is going like that and coming down. I thought that is the end of my life and I'm never going to survive this cyclone. And why did I leave my Vijayawada and came on ships? So that Atlantic dreams, even still I get it. And Bay of Biscay, where it's a very rough weather. Other than that, yeah, sometimes yeah, I do get dreams of bad weather, rough weather.
When did you actually decide to be in the space of education in logistics?
See, once I came ashore, I realized, especially in shipping and logistics, that's maybe my personal experience. Many of them are not expressive. They don't probably share with others. I saw a very phenomena that when I came for a shore job, nobody wants to share any knowledge with anybody. Nobody wants to teach anybody. There was a very closed kind of attitude in the office atmospheres. They're holding on to knowledge as if the knowledge belongs to them. I saw that and I said, there should be a structured way of dissemination of shipping and logistics knowledge. Probably that was the experience which made me to think of formalizing shipping and logistics education.
Most of your friends or captains are still sailing, are still continuing their sailing career. When you started, and how is the support from the industry, or what did they look differently, or how do they reciprocate to you being in education space today?
No, they were worried for me because I had a great job and great career ahead. Only looking to become a CEO of a port, CEO of a shipping company, a commercial manager, or vice president commercial operations. So they felt worried for me that what this guy is venturing into education space, that will tattoo into logistics and shipping education, which never had any awareness. People didn't know about this career show. Obviously, being my well wishers, yeah, they were worried. But as we get along, I think I had wonderful support from the industry. Anything I want at any time, I can approach industry, and they're all there to support me. They know that I'm into a charitable activity. They've understood that this is meant for the development and empowerment of student community in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So I had tremendous support from all the shipping and logistics.
Today we are in the 19th year of operations. You started IAL at 2007. What was the values that you built IAL on?
Being honest education service delivery is the prominent values which we actually incorporate in the grain of the organization. Delivering the real syllabus, what matters most when the student goes out of the campus and starts working outside. The 18 subjects in MBA shipping and logistics, which are very close to the industry practices. The industrial visits. Industrial visits at IIL is a way of life. It is part of the timetables. Outside institutions are looked at as additional work, but for IIL, it is part of the day-to-day life. All the staff also would have visited hundreds of industrial visits. So industrial visits and the faculty, more than two-thirds of the faculty, I can say, are from the industry. One-third are academicians. You cannot have 100% academia coming from the domain, from the industry. So, but we always ensure that more than two-thirds of our faculty are from the industry. So the knowledge of the industry gets back into the classroom. So that is one value and culture we have actually ingrained into the system in the last 19 years. And last but not least, internships are granted, or for sure happens for every student, irrespective of their capabilities. And we have enough companies supporting us for placements. Industry is growing, India is growing, so as a tremendous opportunities are there for any student who's sincere and who's looking for an opportunity to contribute to shipping and logistics.
We would have graduated in the span of 19 years, close to 16,000 students. Now, are there few students who are still in touch with you and who you remember till date?
Yeah, many students are in touch with me. Some students are so wonderfully successful, they have no time even to say hello. That all will happen. It's part of teacher's life. Gopal Menon, the first student, so we got him into Flextronics Chennai. Principal is Flextronics USA. After a few years, he's my first student. Gopal Menon, because first registered student of this entire. The journey started with Mr. Gopal Menon, and now I think he's in US. Amazing feeling for me, as if I've achieved something in my life. And we have students like Rishi Sharma, word because he was worried when he didn't get his Dubai internships. Later on, we fixed it up, and he's doing extremely well. And one Mr. Sri Krishna from Bangalore, he's a happy soul, happy student, and from Chennai went to Bangalore working for FLC. Now I have lost count because this has become part of my life, and sometimes I don't even remember the faces when they say.
You started IL with the objective, as you said, that you wanted to bridge the gap between academics and the industry. Do you think we have achieved that, or do you think there is more to go? Or in case we need to get to where we want, what do you think we'll have to do more to get that bridging, to reduce that gap?
No, the idea is of IL being set up is share to learn and learn to share. The culture of learning to share should be there. The culture of sharing to learn should be there. Then only knowledge will enhance. Knowledge will improve. If you hold on to your knowledge as if only you own it and nobody should know about it, then you're retrograding actually. It's not a good sign for any development. When you share your knowledge, the knowledge will expand. There is an inherent nature in the society. In law of nature is like that. No knowledge should be confined to a locker. It doesn't other well with that. Then there's no point of that knowledge. So you have to store it in a locker. It has to be purposeful, objective oriented, create value in somebody's life, in whichever manner useful to the society. Only then it has a meaning. Industry is also growing. We are not able to supply enough human resource to the demand side. We are not able to match yet. So we should improve our numbers and create a pan-India campus where we bring all students from across India and train them in a huge knowledge immersion center. That would happen. So it would be RCB took 18 years to win their first cup. So I'm not in any race. I'm not in a hurry. I believe that to create value, size doesn't matter, speed doesn't matter. As long as you're in the journey, enjoy the journey of value creation and keep moving forward. Whatever there in the store, the destiny God has is something. Every organization has their own fate, has its own fate. Every organ cannot become an Infosys or everybody cannot become a Harvard. It's not like that. Life is not like that. But everybody has a role to play. That's what my belief is. So I am not in the rat race of size and scale. I don't believe that. Whatever good work we are able to do within limited capabilities and resources available, we are in.
Today, you are more active being a lawyer practicing at Madras High Court and Supreme Court and various other courts across the country. Now, where do you see in terms of why this transition of Captain Pushpa Kumar from being in education to being actively involved in law career?
See, during the timelines 2010-14, I completed law because I was rather motivated by a rude officer from service tax who had made some allegations on us, and there was a huge service tax demands, high-pitched assessments. Then I thought that for an MSME to grow, you need to have the knowledge of legal affairs, how they're happening outside, and rules and responsibility. We were into education, and we were alleged that we were into commercial coaching, you are into commercial training. Just by changing the word, you can fall into the category of service tax. I was under the impression that I'm educating people. This chap says I'm into commercial coaching, and we had issues with service tax department. That's what has motivated me to study law. And once I completed law, I have a competent team like all of you are there. I picked up an interest that similar to our MSME, many small organizations will be suffering from attacks from outside. When MSME organization is growing, it's a natural phenomena that outside forces will try to pull it down. Can be competition, jealousy, defaults, many reasons why an organization gets pulled down. So I thought now that we have a structured setup and we are all there, I am becoming redundant to IAL. I thought I should reinvent myself, go out and support the MSMEs who are having troubles in their journey. That gives me satisfaction. So that's the main reason I ventured into practicing law. and I'm enjoying.
Now that you've stepped out of not actively involved with the operations of IAL, where do you see the future for IAL?
IEL will go places. As you know, Ramya, we are designing plans to, thanks to you, we were able to consolidate all the operations at Egmore after 18 years. And this is again a new beginning, a turning point, an inflection point, I say. The next inflection point would be when we shift to Ponneri. We have 16 and a half acres land and we are expecting certain resources to come. Probably we could create a world-class
Logistics University.
logistics education, where other than logistics, nothing else is touched about it. A fantastic learning atmosphere, other dreams, and I'm sure IL will reach. Will find its own place.
Now that you know that we've launched this year LLM Maritime Law Program under a School of Law division, what is your message or advice to the aspirants who would want to, pursue this course of maritime law?
Many lawyers are there and they are not aware of career opportunities in maritime law. So if the young budding lawyers can choose, take up this area as a huge opportunity, they do not know because especially being in Chennai and maritime community, once you practice maritime law, you can practice this profession any part of the world where maritime operations are there. So that's the idea and LLM maritime law don't have that kind of awareness. I'm surprised. Shipping 80% of the global trade is shipping. Still, that awareness is not there. Normally, advocate who's practicing commercial suits tend to somehow, by default, get into maritime law and start practicing with half domain knowledge or so. But if we can properly train a young lawyer into maritime hemisphere, I think the industry would require such great professionals to get a career opportunity.
I mean, little more in terms of, about you as a person. This is a very serious business in terms of law and education. What do you do to unwind?
Me, I'm a very avid reader. I love to read this morning newspaper. That's really unwinds me. Watching TV, television, current affairs, what's happening in the world, because that's my daily habit. And yeah, once in a while, weekend, being outside, some walks in the morning. In many ways, every human being have to invent their own ways to unwind. It's very important. If today the students is a major issue, they really do not know how to spend their time unwinding. And unwinding is very much important as much as putting yourself to work for 8 hours, 10 hours. The mind cannot switch off if you don't have hobbies or some parallel activities which acts like energizing your cells. You can't be doing 24 hours 7 the same thing. You must have hobby, some kind of parallel activities, I can say, which is off track. So when you go back, your mind is fresh to deal with your day-to-day functions.
I'm given to understand that you're a movie buff. Who is your favorite actor?
No doubt I'm a movie buff and no, because I feel see, we are all part of society. Movies reflect stories of the society. I resonate with the outcome of a movie. Being from middle class family, I started. So we all resonate with stories. What happens somewhere, something will connect with your heart. And the many movies they inspire us. Very inspirational movies are there, like Gladiator. You take movies on cricketers and things like that. When we see people going through difficulties, the subject matter is always for a movie is hero fails first, and at the end of the movie he wins. That for every human will keep going through some sort of ups and downs. And so when you look at the movie, say, okay, maybe my climax is not as come, my winning will come one day. You have that hope and come back. The movies are great medium and admire.
Who is your favorite actor?
My favorite actor, very honest, in recent days, he's too old for me, but N.T. Ramarao, a kind of legendary actor from what he has created. It's not only acting, it's all around that. When I hear about MGR in Tamil Nadu, no less than N.T. Ramarao and M.G. Ramchandran. Of late, I am amazed with Mr. Rajnikant, age of 70 plus. He's able to repeat the same profession for last 50 years. He's sticking to the same profession. And every day morning he gets up and does the same thing again and again for 50 years. And sometimes we get up in the morning and say, hey, I've been doing this last 20 years, 30 years. I think I should take a break. Even Mr. Rajnikant that way. One of the greatest assets for Tamil.
Which is the city which you love the most outside India?
Outside India, very difficult because whichever city I go, I used to fall in love with that city. See, geography, nature is such. Every place is something different. Every place offers you something unique. Maybe it is your cuisine or people or hospitality or maybe a different kind of a. Yeah, I'm very surprised. I'll tell you about Myanmar, Burma, for example. There's one tamarind juice soft drink, just a 100 ml can. I don't know. I've never tasted the tamarind juice again like that. Coming from Myanmar, Burma, which is not even a third world, maybe it's a fifth world country. For example, Egypt, the kind of mango juice I tasted in Egypt, I was drinking 3 to 4 glasses of mango juice, and my thirst is not going down, and it was so tasty. So Egyptian mangoes. It's very difficult. World is great. Nature is great. Still, if you say
If you still have to pick up a city,
have to pick up maybe Hamburg, Germany.
okay?
A lot of legacy buildings, legacy shipping.
Any port which you fell in love with?
Actually speaking, Haldia, Kolkata. So you have a nice Haldia river. You go inside and then go inside. So Diamond Harbour, Kolkata. Vizag, Visakhapatnam. It's a beautiful place.
What about, which is your favorite food?
Favorite food will be for breakfast, kongal vada. Lunch, anytime I can have a popcorn, appalam, rice, for a dinner, nothing like filka and simple. I'm not really, fond of. I'm not feeling about food. I can eat anything about it.
Now you've done this transition. Now we heard you today in terms of being from a sailing career to education to a legal profession today. Where do you see yourself in the next decade?
See, it's very important for every human being that we need to reinvent us at probably every 10 years, 15 years. There will be a saturation point will be coming. Nobody can say that I never get a boredom in life. Boredom is part of life. When you do a certain thing for about 10 years, probably 11th year, there's a sort of boredom set. That is the point everybody, professionals like us, we should learn to reinvent, upgrade, upskill, and find a purpose and objective in it. If you don't find a purpose and objective in life, then life becomes very depressive and people start getting depressed and they say nothing is happening much in life. So for me, probably these were the stepping stones. And because as a teacher, you only teach, you don't learn. So after 10 years, probably as a teacher, I felt that I should also do something. That's where I studied law. Now that I'm practicing law, every day you handle one dispute, you hear one dispute. You start understanding dispute resolution through legal process. And as you see, forced me to get into arbitration course now. I'm going to Delhi to do a arbitration course at ICA, Indian Council of Arbitration. I've done a few matters related between suit and arbitration. So once I complete 3 day program, we are trying to launch. We'll see whether we can do the same program in Chennai and program on arbitration 3 days program useful for the South Indian lawyers. This is happening in Delhi, so Delhi I'm going. I mean, practice is a self-employment profession, legal profession, and probably I don't mind practicing law till the last day of my life. I don't see that I'll be sitting at home and there's a kick when you wear a black gown and stand in front of my lordships and get back an order in the benefit of a client. The kind of job satisfaction one gets, it cannot be described really. Between lawyers, I think we understand. That's a purpose of like creating value and maybe my dream is let us set up a few more programs for law course and UG level graduate program for maritime law. Whose LLM PG is also there. Probably collaborate with some universities, friendly universities, and bring innovative programs in shipping and logistics. These are my dreams for future for IAL and all.
Thank you for being with us today. You're such an inspiration. The color of your life inspires a lot of us. My takeaway from today is I don't think in the race for excellence there is no finish line. That would be my takeaway. Thank you so much for being with us today.
I must thank you for taking the time off to engage with me to understand my background and the thought process.
Thank you, Capt.
Thank you so much, Ramya. It was